What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another stream for you guys. We've got quite a lot to get into today, and first and foremost, we do have a very special guest joining the show today. You would have seen him a hell of a lot during the Europa League win celebrations. He was here, he was there, he was everywhere.
One of the biggest heroes of the Europa League celebrations,
probably,
you can say.
Probably. He's right up there with Brendan Johnson, I'd say, for the trophy parade. But he goes by the name of Mr. James Black, the voice of Spurs. Let's bring him on. James, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm amazing. I'm still buzzing. Don't know how you guys feel, but I'm still buzzing a month later. Getting ready for whenever anyone tweets to put what a trophy for the next sitting there on the keyboards. Yeah, I'm buzzing, man. I'm buzzing.
James, importantly, it has been over a month now since the final. Have you slept yet? Because we're all getting very worried that you weren't sleeping. We're just making sure. Have you had a good night's sleep in the past month?
Yeah. And all I was doing when I was walking around the stadium, people were shouting, "Have you washed that effing shirt yet?" as well. I was getting quite a lot of comments. But what happens is when I go to sleep, go to hit the pillow like this, and my brain goes, "Johnson again."
Then you get back up, you get pumping again.
And then it goes into Samana.
Yes, it doesn't leave me, man. It's I'm still buzzing from it. Yeah, big time. And so we should be. We should be enjoying this. That was a long time coming. That
100%. 100%.
1984,
obviously, the last time we won a European trophy. 2008, the last time we won a trophy. I mean, I just want to talk to you first and foremost about just some of your experiences, because you had a hell of an experience, particularly, well, first of all, afterwards, after the final, right? You did a private party with the players and then the parade as well. I mean, there's got to be some stories you can tell us about the party after the game.
Yeah. I mean, like, do you know what? When we went into it, we were told to don't say anything before, during, after, and all that. But how it unfolded was we were just up there playing, and the players come in, and they just stage invasion bit by bit. It wasn't anything over the top, but Madders come up, then Jed Spence, then Vicario, Basuma, Porro, Romero, all at once, all on their own at first. And as soon as they started hitting the stage, everyone got their phones out, and you saw everything. I think everyone saw everything before I'd even said anything about it. So I think everything's good to go. I think people can sort of say about it and everything now, and it was as amazing as you'd think it would be, really, because like I say, I've always said to you guys, I'm Tottenham over everything. Don't care about music, and I was already the happiest guy on the planet. And then they walk in with the trophy and go on stage, hit my drummer on the head with the trophy. Well, funny, and then Romero's going to say sorry, and he's got a hat on, and Romero takes his hat off. You might see Romero with a hat and glasses on and stuff, and he's taken that off, what we're wearing on stage, and it just turned into the most amazing vibe. It was all kindness, good nature, just all having fun with each other. But it wasn't for 5-10 minutes. You're talking 2.5, 3 hours of this, of it just constantly going. They wanted more songs all the time, and you're getting to play the players' songs to the players and getting to talk to everyone. And it wasn't just thanks, and that was just getting to actually talk to them, and it was as amazing as you think it would be. I was already the happiest guy in the world, and having the trophy there as we're playing it was just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it must have been really surreal. You were literally living every fan's dream in that moment in time. Final in Bilbao, we've just won the trophy, and you're there just partying with all the players and singing. What's it like transitioning from singing in the fan park with all the fans, and then suddenly you're just in this room singing to all the players? It just must have been surreal.
It is surreal. It's a bit more. It's going to sound weird, but it's a bit more dead feeling though, because it was such a small room. There was hardly anyone there. It's just the players, literally, and their immediate families. There was a few extra people there, but you're talking probably about 100 at the maximum, I would say. It was such a small place, and it was just if we was just mucking around and somebody was spinning a few tunes and we just didn't know when they were coming in and stuff, and then I can't remember who walked in first. Oh, Ange walked in with his missus, and they had a lovely moment. So I was on stage, and just to the left you see Ange and his wife, and they were just like having a hug and a lovely moment. You could see the relief in there. That was really nice to see. And then the players come in. I think Danso come in with Vicario first, and then Kulusevski comes in on crutches. And I've seen footage of Kulusevski banging his crutches along to the songs as I'm playing them. And, it was, and then we played We Are the Champions. They all started singing that, and then we just did a set, and we could hardly get through many songs before they started coming up and started playing, and but it was all in such a lovely manner, you know what I mean? And doing Johnson again when Johnson comes up and he's singing it with you, and playing Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur, Madison's singing it with you. Sonny come up to sing Nice One, Sonny with me, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is just absolutely amazing. And yeah, I mean, that is just, it was a bit of luck, innit? Once in a lifetime. I'm not sure if that'd happen again. I don't really know all the ins and outs, but we got a text before kickoff saying it'll happen if we win the Europa League. Well, even if we didn't, it was going to be, can you play the hotel for the staff or for, so still was going to do a gig there. So there's a big difference between what that gig would be. And I'm already just as nervous as you guys were before that game anyway, because I only care about that trophy and getting that result. I don't care about anything. But it's nice that the players are at the party and the fan part, but you only really care about Spurs winning the trophy. So I got that, and then it just added the extra nerves on. So it just took me to a place where I just didn't know how to stand, didn't know what to think, didn't know where to look. I was so crazy nervous. Yeah, it was insane. But the most amazing relief at that full-time whistle.
Yeah, for sure.
Had you met the players before? Was that the first time you met them?
Just little bits here and there. It's because when we come to the stadium, there are a few people milling about, being a car park, or it'll be just a quick hellos, or there'll be in the we had, I don't know if you know, but we wrote, a fan came up to us and said, would you do these lyrics for us? My father's passed away, so we've done these lyrics, and we ended up getting a box. But we didn't know she had a box. She hasn't got, so we was quite near some players. If they were injured, sometimes they'd be up in a box. So there's a few odd things here and there, but nothing like how that was. And we were just told to like not do anything, not film anything, not say anything in terms of all that. We was told to be like on our best behaviours and stuff. But we were drunk by then from the game, and you know, I mean, you could tell from the start that's not what they wanted, that's not what we wanted, and everyone sort of coming together, and it was just amazing. Yeah, I've not done it before, but you're talking at the bar with them like on length, you know what I mean? It's not like just a quick hello, see you later. It was quite insane, to be honest.
Who was the most talkative?
Danso was amazing. Vicario was pretty cool. To be honest, he couldn't get over the size of Fraser Forster. I spoke to him for quite a bit. Will Lankshire's an absolute dude. You've probably met him. Have you guys met?
No, I've never met him.
He's such a nice man, and what was quite apt for me was trying to say to them just what they've given me, and they're turning around and saying, "Oh, thanks for doing the music for today." And thank you. What are you on about? You just bought me a Europa League trophy for the first time in my lifetime. Thank you for everything. It was quite. They were just lovely people. Didn't meet a bad person. It was quite mad. It was. I'll tell you one thing that I got picked up from the inside, and that was the unity of the team. And not just because of around Ange, I mean the unity with the players as well. Like there was a lovely moment when I was singing Johnson on Fire. Johnson comes up, and then the team, well, Romero come up, Richarlison come up, Vicario, Madison, and then Madison turns it around to there's Matisse Tells in the corner, and he's not engaging as much. But he was still happy and over the moon for Tottenham. But I think because he wasn't playing, maybe. And then Matters sings about him. and that was brilliant to see. I can see why Madders is part of this. The people who look after it, like what they say, look after, like
the leadership group or something. Yeah,
the leadership group. Sorry, and you can see why. He had his arm around him. He was talking to him, and then he's getting everyone to sing "Matisse on Fire," and then everyone started singing it. And I think little insights like that were important for me to see. Like these are really a group of united players.
That's quite interesting you say that, because we've been having discussion, if Romero and Son leave, which has been linked to happen, could Maddison step up into that captaincy role? Judging by, obviously it was, one night and everyone's obviously having a jolly anyway. And, captaincy is not just about the good times, it's the bad times. But being there, could you see captain material potentially in Maddison?
Captain material for me is, I like a Romero and a Kulusevski sort of captain material. In terms of who the players are getting most help from and direction from, I think Maddison was 10 out of 10. I think he just didn't. The younger players, like you see Bergvall and Lancashire and Mikey Moore and Matisse Tell, they're all always quite near to Maddison. And you could see that's why. Like he was definitely going, I've been down these paths, come with me. So you can see that's definitely in him. But in terms of, I don't want to say no to the captaincy for Maddison, because like I did love what he did for those younger players there. But I like the thought of, if not Son, then Romero. If not Romero, then Kulusevski, if I'm honest.
Talk to me about the parade, because that for me was such as, I'm going to keep saying the word, but surreal. Like, it's like a moment in my life where I've dreamt of, but I never actually thought that I was actually going to kind of live through it. And once I got onto the high road, it was just, you just can't see the end of where the people were. Like you were saying, it's like 250,000 people on the high road. You're there playing a gig to 250,000 people, which is absolutely mad. And you think like it, as your gigs progress from the fan part to the one of the players after the game, and then kind of I know you played at the Brighton game afterwards, but like all culminating at that parade, right? It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
You basically played Tottenham Nebworth. That's what you did.
That's so weird. That's exactly what we called it. So weird that you say that, because like I was saying, I'm an Oasis fan when I was a kid, so I went to Nebworth, and that's what we called it. And so the players' party didn't end too early, and you remember it didn't start till late. So we were drinking as well and just getting involved in all that. And there's, I don't know if you've seen the footage, but they're always on stage going one more song. And I remember Maddison James come and play again, and I was just going back. Obviously, you're never going to say no, but my voice was going and going and going, and just we had to leave. We left before quite a few of the players, but we had to leave. So the reason I'm saying that is, by the time it got to the parade, I've now gone to like levels of like, I've been shouting at that referee for 90 minutes and just couldn't believe some of them decisions that I imagine you covered that. And the last for 10 minutes shouting blow that effing whistle, that has taken a toll on the throat, and by the time the parade had come along, I didn't have anything. So there was a mixture of, this is just insane, to like, I can't sing it. And so I kind of turned it into more of a performance and getting people to sing. And my drummer Steve picked up quite a bit of it. But just before we went out, right, we was in production meetings and stuff. It was like a massive thing we had to be part of for the whole thing. And just before we go out, they said, well, if you look to your left, there's 2 helicopters filming you. And if you look to your right, there's like thousands of people on roofs and stuff. And I walked out, and this is the first set, and I was like, what the heck is going on, man? It was just nuts. You just saw everywhere you could see was just like flares and white and blue flares, and people hanging off roofs and lampposts and jumping onto bus stops. And this is just, and we can only see like a blinkered bit, really. And then obviously the cameras in the sky and stuff. And yeah, it was just, that was insane. But you got to remember, you don't see the 250. You just see the people that are just which is loads, which is crazy amounts. But because we'd just done Fan Park, that was visibly more for us to see than the fan parade. But we were told about it just before we went on, and yeah. But I am the same as you guys. I love it. I love that feeling, and I'm such a lucky boy to be doing what I'm doing. But I do only truly care about the fact that we've won the trophy and that full-time whistle, and that's off our back, and that's all still just the only thing that's really on my mind when I'm playing. Is I'm so happy about that trophy. So it'd still be on kill or still be similar to how you guys were feeling at the parade.
Yes. Must be mental though, thinking about where you started, basically just like contacting the club saying, hey, I want to help like pump up the fans before the game with a live set in the stadium, like, and then you've gone from that to like, obviously you're in front of like, tens or hundreds of people in the stadium, and now you're stepping out to hundreds of thousands of Tottenham fans performing live in like after winning Europa League. It's just from going from where you started to where that was must have been just a surreal moment.
It is. It's like an added thing on top of already feeling the best feeling I could possibly feel. But even that at that parade, because I've lost my voice, like I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone, and I had people coming up. I think Rob Daly does the commentary. There was on about doing some stuff, and he was talking, and every time I spoke in the green room, I'd get told off and just I had to sit in a corner and couldn't do anything. So my voice was going, and then because I had Brighton on the Sunday after the parade, I couldn't go out and party, and I really wanted to. But
didn't seem to stop the players, but apparently it stopped you. You cared more about the last game than the players did, it seemed.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I was saying to the club, it'd be like what's that when they won the Ashes? Who's the guy that got Flintoff when he goes drinking for a week? That's basically what we're going to be doing. Turn up in shades, just like. But yeah, it was just. I mean, I've not really spoken about it really, and I've thought about it obviously whilst I've been away, but I can't compute it. I can't. Every time I go to think about it, it's almost like it really is like it's not real. The only thing is real, obviously, the trophy is incredible feeling, but what happened to me around it just definitely doesn't feel real. But I do recall this. We were talking whilst I was away, just with a few friends, and they were saying about, like, you say you travel, like, what would you do as your dream job? What if you won the lottery? And then it suddenly dawned on me that if I won the lottery, I would want to be doing exactly this job.
Yeah.
So that's made me really feel so humble and so lucky for what I'm doing. It really is the one thing that I would do. I'd be like, okay, I want to do that for Tottenham. I want to play music for Tottenham. So I'm aware of that, and I'm so humbled by it. But just I feel like the happiest guy ever when you win a trophy and you get to do that. But just like you guys doing WeAreTottenhamTV, you like all through that season, you deserve it because you think about all the things that you've been doing throughout them terrible results all season. You've got to sit there. You've got to go through it. You've got all the travelling around the games that you both you guys do. Yeah. You deserve it. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like we've been through the mill and we all deserve it.
Yeah, 100%. I was saying to Sim, I mean, me and Sim were chatting a few times, watching all your sets, and then by the time the Brighton game, I was like, we were just chatting, like, how the hell is this guy still going?
Couldn't believe what we were watching. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's wearing the same clothes he was in Bilbao. I'm pretty certain of that. I was like, that was the shirt I remember you watching you in Bilbao. I was like, he hasn't slept, has he? I was like, look at you. I was like, this guy hasn't slept.
No, not really. I mean, you know that song, We Know What We Are, Champions of Europe, obviously, with, we're getting you singing that, and then someone from the crowd starts singing, he ain't been to bed, he ain't been to bed. And the crowd started singing that at Brighton, so that was quite funny. But it was true, I hadn't been really. But before the game as well, like I didn't sleep on Monday and Tuesday. I was just too nervous of the game. Yeah. So it was quite a long time that I was just getting by on on fumes. You guys would have been the same, wouldn't you?
For sure.
I sent out a tweet, I think about 3 a.m, I think 2 nights before the game. And that was 2 nights before the game. And I was like, is anyone still awake? Because I just can't sleep here.
It was horrible. But yeah, I mean, that, what I wanted to ask you guys is like, that feeling of that full-time whistle, could you put into like any words?
Oh my God. Yeah.
That feeling. Were you both together?
Yeah, we were both together. I put on a stopwatch right at the start of the 7 minutes of stoppage time. And
so did I.
I think everyone was.
every 20 seconds felt like a whole minute or like 2 minutes. Exactly. And it was just like, and I just couldn't take it. I was watching my phone more than I was watching the game. I was just like, I just need this stopwatch to get to 7 minutes as soon as possible. And it just felt like a lifetime from minute 1 to minute 7. And I think we were all just freaking out because they had the chances as well. And they were all in our half and we were just battering away.
I think when you start to see the players on the sidelines like getting ready to rush the pitch and stuff, then it starts to feel a bit, oh my God, this is actually happening. Like they're there, it's about like this is like actually about to pop off. Like we're about to actually witness Tottenham win that trophy. Like when you see the players like Conge getting ready for it, and when that when that full time whistle went, it's kind of like you never really believe it's ever going to go. It's like maybe there's going to be one more chance and he's going to let it run on a bit. When it actually went, I was like that feeling of it's actually all over. There's nothing else that can go. It's like nothing else can go wrong at that point. This is it. Like there's no better feeling.
Interesting for me as well. But what was your focus on a pitch? Like mine was, I watched Romero drop to his knees. That's when I knew. Because when a player drops to his knees, I saw that before I heard the whistle.
I just think we were just within the crowd, just going crazy.
I think the first guy I looked at, I think it was Vicario, also dropping to his knees, just like I think mine was Vicario.
Yeah, we're right behind the goal.
Behind that goal, yeah.
Yeah, so did I, yeah.
So you told me that you were sitting with Sandro and Graham Roberts, right? They were directly above us, so I could see them from where I was sitting.
We were doing a vlog, and we went to cut them a few points when they were going crazy. So you, we might have got you on the vlog then if you were right next to them.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I was about 5 or 6 seats down, but we kept me and Sandro. We were like 2 naughty kids. We kept running over to each other, bashing people out of the way. We was also getting told off for like flags.
Yes, I saw that. I saw they were taking the flags away from or something. Yeah. I remember that, which is odd. Why would they? I don't know why they would do. Why would they care about
directly underneath saying something? I don't know, but I mean, I just dropped to the floor. I don't mind saying, I sobbed, and I didn't see any of that happening. I don't ever think that I would do something like that, but I just couldn't control it. And it was just like everything just sort of left my body. It's like really, really weird, and just stayed on the floor for a bit at first, just thinking, how the hell it's effing happened. It's effing happened. My brain just kept saying. So
after living through all that, right, the parade and being in and amongst the players and Ange Postecoglou, how surprised were you when you got the news or when you heard that Ange was sacked? Like, do you think it was the right decision?
Do I think it's the right decision? I'm so torn on that because my heart says no, not at all, because that was such an amazing. He's given me the best moment, which I said to him. I said, "You just given me the best moment of my life," and he was so humble by it, saying, "Thank you very much, lovely to hear, and it's great giving the supporters these moments." And seeing Ange, all Ange wanted to do was the players to be happy. The players, he wanted to be sat in the corner on the side and he wanted them to enjoy it and kind of see that, hang on a minute, that's what it's all about, and it's letting the players become winners, feel like this and want it again. And my brain was doing all that, so that was like, that can't be right. But I think, this is my best answer to the question, I think around sort of now, or about a week before PSG, I'd start to get really nervous, thinking, oh God, we did finish 17th. What's going to happen in Champions League? Are we going to get torn apart? I would start to worry, I think. And that worry seems to have gone a little bit for me. That's just naturally my answer. I don't really know. I mean, I love Ange and what he's done, and he'll always be a legend for me. But with Thomas Frank coming in, I'm about the badge. I'm about the badge, and whoever is that player and who is the managers, they're the people I support. So now Thomas Frank's in, that is that for me. And he said some really nice things about standing on the shoulders of what Ange's achieved, and that's a nice thing to say to end his legacy there. And I'm all in Thomas Frank now.
Choo choo.
So it's I know it's a long-winded answer, and it's a bit sitting on the fence, but that's honestly what my brain has done over the coming weeks.
So when so at the after party, Ange not getting too involved with the celebrations? He was saying he was standing back a bit.
It wasn't like he was just like on his own in the corner. It was more like it was very adamant that he wanted this to be about them, and that was really nice. And, did they try
drag him in at any point?
Not really drag him in, but there was with him really close to kind of it. I was on the stage here, they were on this just to the left. Andrew and his family just to the left, and the whole dance floor here was just in front of the people just getting involved there. But they'd be going over to him. I mean, Andrew would have people coming up to him all the time, and he was obliging all the time. And you got to remember, this is just like players, immediate family, and that's about it. It was really very close knit, and still everybody just wanted a piece of him, and, which is amazing. But Danso was the most buoyant, definitely. He was great.
Danso, he's coming in January. He's completely struck gold, hasn't he? He's had to go for a few shit games, yeah, of course, but he's come in, and within 6 months he's a European champion. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I like Danso. I mean, I do like him. I mean, he is obviously like a backup still, but I see him next season maybe as more of a cup game player if we keep hold of Romero. But I do really like him. I like that how he's got a lot of fight to him, hasn't he? And so yeah, I mean, he was brilliant at the part. I mean, Richarlison. The thing is, funniest bit was Richarlison, right? They would come onto our stage, they'd all be singing, and Richarlison was in front of them, and he'd be mouthing along just completely the wrong bits. And he would know what was going on. He'd be going, but it would feel like everyone's had a drink. You know what I mean? Everyone was on the champers. But yeah, it was just surreal from left, right, and centre. Like it all lived with me, and I was pretty drunk, but it was still all lived with me forever. I remember every second of it. Pretty much.
Impressive that you managed to do a set while you were drunk.
Impressive you remember it. To be fair,
wasn't Levy was there the after party as well? Was he having a nice time? Did he stay for long?
Not for long. No, I didn't see him there for long, and I see Donna was there as well, but I didn't see them there for long. I think they were there and they did a speech.
Yeah, the speech. There's a speech that's gone around on social media which they did. That was recorded.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember if it was beforehand or afterhand. So I'd had a drink, but and then didn't really see them after that. They kind of sort of. I think they were there for a bit, but I think they were more towards the back where I was just really at the stage area with the players. It was didn't really go to the back bit. The back bit was where all the sort of champagne was, and we just got people to go and get it for us.
And did I know that Levy and Ange did a speech? Did any of the players do a speech, or they were just too busy having a good time?
Well, more they had the mics quite a bit, and they were just shouting, saying stuff, and just like, they were just like, that's how it did happen. It was, I think someone come up and done, the Richarlison song, but he likes the Everton one. So Richarlison come up to me, and he whispers in my ear, "Sing he's Brazilian, sing he's Brazilian." I'm playing Vicario's song. And he's going, "Sing he's Brazilian, sing he's Brazilian." So I saw.
So She's Electric. She's Electric of Oasis, right?
That's right. Yeah. Which he did do, and all the players, as soon as I started singing it, knew that one and know that he loves it and got around it. So I think that and making it a bit more Tottenham might be something to do, because it was Everton that did that for him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But having that, that was a bit of an insight. It was quite funny. Romero was just pretty drunk, but just
he seems to be drunk for about 3 days straight. Romero,
you can see on the open top bus, they were all just smashed.
There's a video that someone sent me. I think someone's doing like I think it was towards the end of a song, and the DJ trying to say sorry to everyone because it's coming towards the end, and Ramiro's got the other mic and he's miming going. Pointing towards us, like trying to get us to start again and stuff.
Brilliant.
It was,
did you get any other special requests from players?
Do you know what I did get? It was weird. I can't remember Madison or Bergvall. Madison got me on stage to play Angels, but I don't think they want the Big Ange version. I don't know, but they were singing, and some people were singing that one, and some people were singing the normal one. That was another one.
Interesting. And then now we need to know who was singing the Ange one. Who betrayed him? I need to know.
Who
didn't sing the Ange one?
I've seen a video where the Dragassin's got the trophy, and they're singing Angels, and then Dragassin hits Bergvall on the head with the trophy, and then I think some sort of liquid comes out, and then so whether they put beer or whatever in it, I don't really know. And they're singing it then, and someone sent it to me, and I haven't been able to find it since, so I'll have a dig through see if I can see it and send it on. But it was it was mad. That was split. Some people were singing that, and some people were singing the Angels version.
Talking of
Brennan
songs...
Johnson's on the mic quite a bit.
It just seemed like it was just an unreal night. I mean, I wish I could have been there, but great, unbelievable work that you did that weekend specifically. But talking of songs, James, have we got a song sorted out for Thomas Frank yet?
Yeah, kind of.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas, and this is kind of how it just sort of went with the Ange one. Like I'm a big believer in doing a couple of ideas for near the start of the season and letting the fans take it on, let the fans decide, because this whole thing should be how it always has been with football songs. It should be the fans that decide and the fans take it on. It's them that lead it and them that, I want to do this, I want to sing about this. So I've always been a big believer in throwing a few new things in and just seeing what they like and then just helping there. I see myself as an extension of the fan base singing. So rather than going, do this, you got to do this for this. Yeah. So what I kind of tend to do is I do ideas, a little bit of an idea, and see what sparks, and then make it bigger once it's what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Did Ange know it was you who made that song for him?
Yeah, which blew my mind.
Did he say thank you for that?
He said this is quite I always thought this sounds like I'm making it up, so I was going to change this, but you've got to tell you the truth. He said it was a ripper, and that sounds like, because he's Australian. Do you know what I mean? I think it's an Australian. I don't know, but it sounds like I've googled what would he say. But he did. Mate. He said, "No, that's right. It's a ripper. Nice one, mate. Good. He said, good on you." And then and it wasn't too much of an interaction between me and Ange, but he was a lovely man. He said thanks as well. I said thank you. And he also said he was a fan of Robbie Williams, which is
fantastic. Ripper's a good thing, yeah? I'm assuming.
I think so.
Well, Joe, someone in the comments says Ripper is good, so that's positive. Okay.
Said what?
Ripper is good.
Ripper's a good thing.
Were there any other songs you made that of the players that you sang to them that they knew you made for them? I'm trying to think.
I don't really know. I think a lot of them come from mixture between what I do and what the fan base do, basically. So there is the few. There's Madison's one, Give It Up Baby from Madison. He was singing a bit of that. I think I sung Ginger from Sweden to Kudusevsky, but that was done by Billy T. I don't know if you know Billy.
Yeah. He made that, did he? Oh wow.
I think he wrote that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wrote that. Well, lyrics to that. But singing that for Kudu was pretty amazing. He was, and Bergvall was singing it to him, and then they both started singing it, and he starts bashing his crutches. I'll have to dig these videos out. I've never done anything. I didn't do anything with any of it at first because we was told not to. But then after that, everyone put it up. So I'll have to dig it out and start putting some stuff up maybe. But
We're not going to say no.
You what?
We're not going to say no. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's amazing stuff. Like it's stuff that a lot of it. I've always thought I was going to be like this because I was told not to put anything out. I thought well, to save it to myself because I want to look back and da. But I still didn't really take too much. I was just having too much of a nice time to think about it really.
There was a report, I can't remember which newspaper it was, I think it might be in The Guardian or The Telegraph. There was a report saying some players only went to bed at 7 and some players didn't sleep at all.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what happened. Yeah. When we were leaving, they were kicking off.
Yeah, they were going off to other places. No,
they were staying there, but I think, I don't know what had happened, but they kept finding booze from places, I think. Mickey was a big partier. He was Vicario was as well. Obviously, everyone knows Vicario's mum and dad. They were amazing.
Were they partying with him? Were they having a good time?
Yeah.
James,
family, they're really cool.
I bumped into Vicario's mum in Norway after the Bodo game. And like all the fans are already dispersed, and I'm just there doing a video. I bumped into Chris Cowlin out there, and literally, literally just after I finished doing my video, I just see Vicario's mum just skipping down the road by herself, just singing the Vicario song, just on her own. And I was like, "This is brilliant."
That was definitely happening. That the players would sing it, and the families would sing it to the player. That was happening to most songs as well. Like I don't know if you've seen a video with Jed Spence as well, when his family was singing that along, and Jed Spence comes on stage and sings his one with me.
It's just incredible.
Jed Spence.
That one.
Did she make that? Did his mum make that up? His mum and his sister?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They want to get it going.
I think I've seen her being interviewed by somebody. And
yeah. I've seen the same thing.
Yeah.
But James, I heard your EP is coming out. Was it today or tomorrow? Of the Bilbao.
What time is it there? What time is it there?
It's about 2 o'clock. It's 20 past 2.
So it comes out UK time midnight tonight.
Where can people access that?
So that'll be on the Voice of Spurs page. You'll see like a pre-save link for it. So on the Voice of Spurs Instagram, in the bio, you'll have a pre-save link for everyone to get it ready for tonight. But it's basically what I wanted to do is I wanted people to be able to relive that moment. And I thought like I kind of felt like I had a bit of a duty for that really, because that was such a magical time for us all. And being in all these places, it's taken from the fan park, it's taken from the trophy parade, it's taken from the players after party as well, some of the audio, and sort of put it all in one, and the Brighton game at the end, and sort of amalgamated into just this is how good we felt. And it's everyone's voice. It's not really mine. I'm sort of backing it. It's everyone's voices on Bilbao, so you get to relive it. It's called Live in Bilbao. There's 5 tracks that we're doing. I've done the new Champions of Europe one for the new LA.
Lovely. Oh, brilliant.
On Our Way is going to be on there. Johnson Again's on there. Oh What a Night, and it's turned into Oh What a Night, lifting trophies in the Spanish night. And changed a few lyrics from that, and that went quite big at the stadium. And there's just the fans singing it, not me. And there's another one I can't. Oh no, obviously Samina Mina is on there as well. So it's just what we all loved at that moment encompassed into an EP, and just going to give it all away again to charity. So all proceeds will go to 2 different charities.
So which charities are they?
So I was always going to be giving it to Spurs Foundation. They do a lot of work. It's the best way of giving back to the community of Tottenham. They help society a lot here, the most vulnerable people. So people who like serious illness, people who need care, people who are going through recovery from serious illness, the children that are affected by it. But they also give opportunities like with education and employment to people in the Tottenham area. And I always think that I owe a lot to the area of Tottenham for giving me this opportunity. So I like to give a bit to Tottenham where I can. Last time it was Food Bank, but this time Spurs Foundation. And also to Barley Baby Home. Basically, I did a gig with Barley Spurs last week, and we were just before we went in to see the Barley babies, we were told these to be honest, quite harrowing stories of these babies are rescued from jungle, from the river, from just abandonment, and their lives are saved by these just angels, to be honest with you. These guys that work hard to look after the babies and the mothers to see what their problem is and can they help them as well. And they do so much amazing work, and it broke my heart, if I'm honest, going into that room and seeing these babies after these stories, that I just thought, well, I'll do what I can to shine a light on this and help with. So any stream, anytime you're playing it, this will go to these two charities. Everything will go to them. And if anybody can donate, it's going to be in my bio on my page as well from tomorrow to both Bali Baby Home and Spurs Foundation.
Amazing. Such amazing work, James. I've got to commend you massively for it. Two unbelievably great causes. So they'll find that on your Twitter page, right? Is that right?
It's on my Instagram. So
your Instagram.
Yeah.
And so when we post this as well, we'll put a link in the description for you.
Yeah, for sure.
If I could send you these two links, that'd be amazing.
For sure.
I mean, that's to me what this is all about now, for us to relive Bilbao and can shine a light on a few things that I found to be important over the last weeks.
Unbelievable. So dropping tomorrow, the Bilbao EP, Be There or Be Square. Everyone wants to relive that night. Every single Spurs fan wants to relive that night, and I think this is the best way to do it, guys. Are
you going to be out there in Udinese for the Super Cup?
I don't know yet. So I'm in Bali, and I'm sort of traveling around Indonesia at the minute, and the rough plan, I guess, was to maybe try and see if we can do like Hong Kong for the NLD, and for Seoul for the on August 3rd for Newcastle game. I don't know if you guys are going out or what your plans are, but my plan is to kind of try and be there and thereabouts to see if there's an opportunity to play for the Hong Kong fans and the South Korea fans. Would be quite nice. And then hopefully coming back. I don't know if they'll do a fan park though for the Super Cup. What's your thoughts? I mean, I don't know yet. I've not heard.
Yeah, nothing's been said or anything. I'm sure they'll do something, but I mean, it's going to be nowhere near as many fans as there were in Bilbao. That's for sure. I think the stadium only holds about 25,000.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Do you think Thomas Frank will say, I don't usually win things in my first game. I always win things in my first game.
You should.
I read that somewhere else. Someone else tweeted that.
And I'm sure you've got Budapest earmarked for a year's time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
If we win the Super Cup, I'm going to book Budapest the next day.
Well, yeah, I remember being in the stadium in 2019, so I went to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for that, and I was texted by the club then saying, if we win, you're going out on the pitch to play the the City thought they won it thing. That's what started it all for me. You're going on the pitch to play that, so I was always thinking, what the hell's going on? But I didn't get to play that, which was an absolute nightmare. But
you got a better experience this time round, and hopefully many more trophies to come, and you'll be filling people with joy in terms of your songs as well in those moments. And you'll be there week in, week out, on the Thomas Frank Express train.
We've got 8 more games. We've got 4 more home Champions League games. I don't know about you guys, but there's something about hearing that music at your stadium, isn't there? That we've got that to look forward to. That music pumping through them speakers is going to be insane.
It's special. It is special.
And the other thing is, and I don't like to dwell too much on this because we're bigger than that, but they've been very quiet, haven't they? They've been very quiet, and they're trying to dumb it down, and they realise they can't.
Yeah.
And they've been very, very quiet, and I'm looking forward to that next season.
Yeah, in the build-up to the final, they were just so salty about the whole situation, about saying, but this trophy, it doesn't matter if you're finishing 17th and all that kind of crap. And all we heard when we were in the Champions League final, all that matters is trophies. All that matters is trophies. And now, all of a sudden, trophies don't matter anymore.
That is exactly what I say to people as well. That's exactly my thinking. Remember when the league position, when the trophy was important, when the league position was strong, the trophy was thrown at you. So now that we've got the trophy, don't let them throw the league position at you.
100%.
And we got one they've never won before as well.
Yeah, have they won in Europe? Apart the Cup
They won
Winners'
the
Cup?
Cup Winners' Cup and the Fairs Cup, but 2
The
trophies.
Cup Winners' Cup isn't actually. Some people have said that's turned into Europa League, but it hasn't, has it? The Europa League was a form.
UEFA Cup.
It wasn't just the Cup Winners' Cup that's to turn into Europa League, is it?
I think it's UEFA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, UEFA Cup. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one that they've won, it doesn't really count, does it? It's not,
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
They have never won a European trophy that still currently exists.
No,
so
crazy, isn't it?
Arsenal and Europe, they don't go together, man. They're like a 3-pin plug, you know. They don't work in Europe.
Do you know as well, another thing you've got to think of is that is going to be insane pressure for Arteta now we've won the Europa League.
I think
it's going to be insane pressure next season because all the fans will be hugely on his back to win something next year now. Now we've done that. And
all I'm hearing is that if Arsenal don't win the league or the Champions League next season, they want him gone.
Yeah, and I think that's what will happen.
Yeah, could be.
And I don't know how you feel, but I would quite like that to happen because he does seem like the Brendan Rodgers of Liverpool, like the nearly man. He does seem like that, but he has taken him up the league, and in too many places. I wouldn't mind seeing him gone, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, don't worry about them.
But James, we're going to let you get off and enjoy the rest of your day and holiday. I know you got plans to enjoy Bali today, so enjoy that, my friend. You've earned this well-earned rest that you're on right now, so enjoy it and come back strong for next season.
Thank you for giving me a platform to talk about everything. I really appreciate that. I love what you boys doing, and come on, you Spurs.
And we love what you do too, James.
Exactly.
Keep
we
doing
can't
what
thank
you're doing.
you enough for everything that you've given us, particularly around the Europa League final stage, but even just week in, week out at the stadium as well. Just unbelievable work that you do.
And writing songs. Me and Ben have both been saying for many, many years, this club has needed new songs. We've needed new things to sing with. Like this fan base have been singing the same things for many, many years, and they're great songs, don't get me wrong, but we needed some new blood. And the fact that you've come in and really, obviously it's not just you alone, but you've really helped with that. And now we've got a load of like new things to be excited about when we go to the stadium and chant about. It really means a lot, and it really makes a massive difference. So thank you so much for all the hard work you're doing.
Well, right back at you, boys. Thank you. I know a lot of people are very thankful for everything you do, and I'm definitely one of them, and really appreciate it, lads. And you've been through the mill for so many seasons. You make sure you enjoy your summer.
Yeah, you too as well, my friend. We'll catch up with you very soon and hopefully get you back on the channel soon as well. But the great James Black, everyone. And see you soon, my friend.
Take care. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Unbelievable work he does. He really does do.
Big up, James Black. What a guy. What a guy.
Big up to James Black. A round of applause.
I'm loving James Black instead.
The voice of Spurs, everyone. Go and check him out on all his social medias. Get hold of his EP as well, really for a good cause, the 2 charities that he did mention. And we'll clip that bit up and we'll put the link in the description below. But we've got a Tottenham update to get through. And
there's one you should probably add to it. I don't know. We'll go. Okay, got it.
We're going to get into the breaking story of the day, which is regarding Kyle Walker-Peters. As Alistair Gold says that Spurs have considered a move later in the window to bring Kyle Walker-Peters back as a free agent and the club train option to help with Champions League registration headaches. Kyle Walker-Peters would be keen on a return to his boyhood club, but Tottenham are likely to focus on other key areas first this summer, which could allow other clubs to seal a deal for the defender. And I'm not thinking, like, if you really want to bring him back to the club, like, waiting until the end of the window is probably not the best way to go about it, seeing as he's free to speak to any other club.
Yeah, I don't understand why we would have to wait unless we think there's a way around not having to bring him back. Like, if we need to bring him back, just bring him back. Like, I don't understand why would we wait to the end of the window to do it unless we kind of want to find a way that we don't have to. Like, I don't know what kind of way that is, but for me, it kind of seems obvious right now. He kind of needs to be brought back because we're really short on club trained and we need numbers in fullback as well. And I can't see us signing a player to play for, unless it's a hybrid of centre-back fullback. I can't see us signing a player to come in and play fullback when we're so desperate for other areas to be upgraded. Yeah. So I think Kyle Walker-Peters makes a lot of sense. I know you know, when you compare him to our other fullbacks, he's nowhere near as good as those guys. I mean, obviously, with Champions League football, it's a bit of a problem having that kind of quality. But I think he is good enough for me to play cup games. He's good enough to play in the Premier League. I think we've seen that during his last few years. I think he is a good enough Premier League level fullback. So I think he's all right. Obviously, we know he's probably, when we're looking to compete for big things, you probably want better than him. But if it's to fill in for a season, while potentially we get club trained players kind of through the not through the door, like trained up, should we say, with like the likes of Berg, Van Gray and Saar. So I think it could be just a good short-term solution. And I understand it. It's not like I'm happy about it, but I understand it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a good short-term solution. I would say maybe an okay short-term solution that kind of ticks the box. Like, if he wasn't club trained, there was no way you would be considering him coming home. So it's only because he ticks that box that we are considering it. It's not due to his qualities. And you look at it, if he was here next season, and let's say one of Porro or Udogie get injured, who'd be our first team fullback, on either side, you'd probably say Jed Spence gets the nod ahead of Kyle Walker-Peters. So Kyle Walker-Peters will just essentially be a fourth choice. So I don't expect him to play much, but it's it's an okay fullback option to have.
Yeah. I don't expect him to play much, but I'm guessing there will be some Premier League games and cup games where he'll be able to play. I doubt we'll be seeing him in Champions League unless it's against really weak opposition. I doubt we'll be seeing him too much in the Champions League. But look, he is a Tottenham boy. I do welcome him back if he does make the return. Also, it's interesting you say, we got to get in there quickly because other clubs are going to talk to him. And part of that report from Ali Gold was saying that Wolves are interested in having him replace Nelson Semedo, a right wing back. So when it comes to that, I think it is important to maybe get it done quickly if you want it done, because we could easily miss out on him. And he's one of these players where there's not going to be another Kyle Walker-Peters because there's not another club-trained player who we think is good enough to play for us right now.
Dennis Sirkin?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, he had a decent season. He's had a decent time of it at Sunderland, hasn't he? But look, in terms of Kyle Walker-Peters, though, where do you think his head would be at? Would he want to come to Spurs and not get many minutes, or would he want to go to Wolves and play, as a starting role?
I think come to Tottenham because he's boyhood club. I know he left because he probably wasn't playing enough, so that's why we sold him and he left. And obviously he's gone on to do quite well at Southampton. But at this stage of his career, he's 28. Obviously he's got a chance to be a club playing Champions League football. Yes, on the face of it, he might not be playing much, but you never know in football. A couple of injuries and all these, or maybe he impresses, and all of a sudden he's in the team and he's literally starting for Tottenham. Maybe he'll see that as an ambition and believe in himself to gain a spot in the lineup. So I think I reckon he'd be willing to come here. I think he'd be willing to come.
Mm-hmm. I just question his ambition as well. Like if he was to come here ahead of like you said, he left because he wanted regular football. And would he come here? I don't know if he would come here if offers are on the table to give him first choice football in the Premier League, first team football regular in the Premier League. I really wouldn't. If he goes to Wolves, that's a really good move for him. Going for upgrading your club from Southampton to Wolves, and you're going to be playing week in, week out. Where at Spurs, he's barely going to play.
There's no guarantees, even at Wolves. I don't know where they'll sign him to start there, but there's no guarantees.
There's a lot more of a guarantee at Wolves than it is at Spurs.
There is, but again, things change very quickly in football. And if you come to Tottenham, there could be an opportunity for something big to happen, which is never going to happen at Wolves. Like he could be playing more regularly than he thought, and he could back himself to break into the team. Yes, he is initially being signed essentially as the fourth choice fullback, but there's going to be lots of games. We could be potentially playing 60 games again next season. He's going to be needed. He will be needed, and if he impresses, and if there are injuries, he could easily be playing over 20, 30, over 20 games potentially next season for Tottenham. So I think he'll be looking at that situation thinking that's a really good platform for me as well. And if I do really well, then other people look at me in a different light potentially. So I think, especially as well, he grew up, came through the Tottenham Academy. He knows the club well. I think he'd be quite interested in coming here.
Yeah, I think Ali Gold must have been watching our transfer predictions, because we both predicted that Kyle Walker-Peters will be coming through the door.
I just don't see how we avoid it. I don't see how we avoid it.
It is difficult to see. But let's move on. Let's talk about Mohamed Kudus again, because Ben Jacobs has given us an update, and he says that Tottenham have been offered the chance to sign Mohamed Kudus, but no offer is imminent just yet. West Ham have offered Mohamed Kudus to several clubs, and there is a realistic chance that he does leave this summer. Kudus has a release clause of 80 million to European clubs, 85 million to Premier League sides, and 120 million to Saudi suitors. Chelsea have Kudus on their list and are deciding whether to make a move. The advantage they have is that West Ham do hold an interest in two of their players, in Keenan Dewsbury-Hall and Robert Sanchez. Manchester United and Tottenham are aware Kudus could be available below his clause, and I'm not aware of any formal bids just yet for Kudus. Keep an eye on the Kudus situation though. West Ham would prefer to sell before the financial year ends, and I think bidding clubs may take advantage of that by offering a number well below his release clause. We've had some reports suggesting that Spurs bid is imminent. That's not quite what I've heard, but it is true Kudus has been offered to the club. The ideal situation for West Ham would be a big bid from Saudi, and there is concrete interest there, but he's not sure whether Kudus is interested in going to Saudi at this stage of his career. So interesting stuff, saying Spurs have been offered Kudus.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's because there's a breakdown in relationships between West Ham and Kudus, rather than them wanting to get rid of him because of how good or not good he is, which I would believe. You know, you think about how much quality he has and how good he was in his first season. I find it hard to believe West Ham are now at a place where they really want to get rid of him. It must be because he really wants to leave. I mean, that's the feeling I get.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the feeling I get from how things went with him last season. And look, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that release clause, to be honest. I don't see us paying more for him than we would for maybe an Mbeumo or a Semenyo potentially.
I could see a similar price.
Yeah, but I think whether West Ham accept that or not, we have to wait and see whether they'll be more willing to deal with. As you say, with Chelsea, if there's player plus cash deal, they're happy to do. Obviously, that's going to be much more in line than selling to us, because obviously it's going to be a lot of, in terms of the fan reaction, a lot of disappointment and anger if they were to sell to Tottenham rather than to any of the other clubs. So that's probably going to be taken into account for the hierarchy at West Ham. As I said, for Kudus, I think he's a brilliant player. I know he didn't have a great season, but I think it's a player with so much, a really high ceiling. He's got such amazing qualities, and I think he'll do really well at Tottenham. But I just think that deal is probably going to be the hardest one to do, I would say, out of all the other ones he's been linked with.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, it is the hardest one to do, but it's probably the one I want to happen the most as well. But we'll see how that one progresses. There are a few other wingers that we are going to be speaking about today. And next up, it's going to be Antonio Nusa, as Ben Jacobs says that don't rule out a return for the old target Antonio Nusa. As we all know, Brentford and Spurs were going head-to-head in trying to sign him a few years back. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember exactly, but you know, he was having a medical at Brentford, and that obviously failed. So it's clear that Thomas Frank very much likes him. He's gone to Leipzig, hasn't really had too many injury problems, got on the pitch quite regularly. Maybe his goal contribution's down, but I believe that he's had a fairly good impact for that side. Yeah,
obviously Leipzig themselves haven't been great, but he's again a player that Tottenham identified a while ago. And for one reason or another, once he failed the medical at Brentford, it seemed to kill the Tottenham interest as well. So whether he's over those problems, whether it's a problem that were the medical department being too kind of safe when he failed, I don't know the ins and outs of why he failed the medical or whatnot. But as you say, he seems to have gone to Leipzig. They didn't have any worries about the medical, and he seems to have been injury free, and he seems to have done quite well as well international level. I've seen some clips from him playing for Norway, and he's scored some really nice goals. Clearly a guy with high potential. And also Ben Jacobs is all currently saying we are still looking for a player to play on the left on top of Tell, which would be very interesting in regards to what that says about Son's future, if that's true. So is Nusa the answer? I mean, having signed Tell, you would think Tell would be the kind of young winger we have in that position. Hopefully we sign someone a bit more experienced if we're moving Sonny on. But I think Nusa's a guy who does have a lot of potential. But I don't know if we want him and Tell both on the wing. I don't know if that's the best thing, but I know he's a guy who the scouting department clearly really like, and he has a lot of really good qualities, like very fast, really good at dribbling, and I think it's improving his that shot taking ability. I saw him score some really nice goals from outside the box recently, which I don't know if he was doing before, but yeah, I'm not saying don't do it. I would rather go for someone more experienced.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. I would rather go for someone more experienced, but if we are going to go for like a younger player, it definitely should become in the mold of someone like him who's had experience at a really good level and played quite consistently at that level as well. So he kind of falls under the category of like an experienced youngster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to talk about Brian Mbeumo, Sam Tabateo, if that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if it's not. But he's a Brentford ITK, a fairly reliable one as well. And he says Brian Mbeumo does favour a move to Manchester United and they remain front runners for now. But he is also open to a Tottenham move.
And that's what I think. I don't think there's a lot of reports saying he's not interested in Tottenham. I don't believe that. I think he's probably open to it, but I just think he would rather go to Man United if they can get the deal done. But in football, it's always a very fluid situation when it comes to these kind of transfers, and especially Man United in recent windows. I know Cunha, they got it done very quickly, but other ones, they've gone in for players and just haven't been able to get a deal done or get over the line. And I know as well, with Ineos coming in, they've overpaid for players recently in previous years under the Glazers and whatever, and I think they want to stop that. They know they've in recent in seasons gone by, they've kind of been fleeced a bit from other clubs because they know that Man United have a lot of money and they can just basically add a bit of extra money on top of their price because it's Man United. For example, I know it was a while ago with the Maguire deal, I think United were very much, we're not going over like 70 million, and Leicester were like, look, if you don't bid 80, we're not selling him. And their price was 70, and they ended up paying the extra 10 million to get over the line. And in obviously end of the day, it wasn't a great deal. They shouldn't really have paid that much. And so I know there's reports saying that United are now having a price and don't want to go over it in terms of the price they value a player. So if that's the case with Mbeumo, maybe there is a case they won't get the deal done, but look, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if there's any manoeuvring with Brentford. If Tottenham are even willing to meet the price that Brentford have put on him as well is another question. If it's too much for United, is it going to be too much for us? So I think there's a lot of moving parts. But I think if United pull out, I think there's a very good chance we'll get him.
Yeah, I just got a feeling like this is just going to rumble on for some time. We have heard that, Manchester United and Brentford are locked in negotiations. Haven't really heard that of Spurs. I feel like Spurs are just waiting for these negotiations to break down or just to go ahead to make their move, really. Next up, a new player to add into the hat, and he goes by the name of Timothy Weah of Juventus. Sebastian Dennis says that 4 clubs are targeting Timothy Weah, the USA international from Juventus. Everton, Tottenham have made inquiries, as have 2 clubs whose names have not been disclosed. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Very versatile player, can play right wing, right back, left back.
Stinks of agent talk to me.
Yeah, potentially.
Because he was one who was very highly thought of maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He was, I think when he was at Lille, he was doing quite well. Wasn't like tearing up. He was doing quite well and it was quite impressive. I remember I actually watched him live. I went to a Sevilla versus Lille game a few years ago, and he played very well. I think he scored, and he played very well in that game. And obviously, him being a US international, I think there's obviously in the US quite a lot of talk about him. But since he's gone to Juve, just not been great. I think that's just the barefaced facts of it. He hasn't been very good since he's gone to Juve. Struggled to get in the team. Struggled to really make an impact when he's been in the team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right fit for us. He is very versatile. Can play kind of up front. Can play on both wings, but hasn't had a great time of it.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I'm just seeing like he did have a big stretch of the season where he was starting pretty much every game for Juve. Obviously, he did have quite a few sub appearances. 30 games for Juventus last season, 5 goals, 2 assists, which was obviously better than the season before, which was 30 games, 0 goals and 1 assist. So it has been a bit of a better season for him. 25 years of age, you would really expect him to kick on massively by now, and he just hasn't done that really. So yeah, I don't know about this one. I guess if we're looking for someone really versatile and a hard worker, you could bring him in, but I'm just looking for someone of better quality, to be honest.
Yeah, and I just think, again, it's another player we're kind of signing who's not been in great form, and I want someone kind of signing, like, chomping in the bit right now. I just don't think Timothy Weah fits that.
Yeah. Another player that we're going to speak about as a new player to the list is Morton Hjulmand, as Ben Jacob says that Genoa's 17 million rated Morton Hjulmand has been discussed as a target. Hjulmand represented Genoa 35 times last season, and it was a standout year for him, and his stamina, tenacity and composure are the key attributes that he does have.
Great. That's good. I'm hoping he has more to his game than that. I don't know anything about this guy. I'm looking at him now. Seems to be a defensive midfielder. Good defensive numbers. Not great other numbers, to be honest. But is that because of the team he plays for? But yeah, I don't see anything. I don't know. I don't see much in the data to suggest this guy is going to be a star in the making for us. But look, he is still quite young. Well, he's 24. He's not that young. But look, he's Danish. Maybe they know more about him than we do. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be the kind of signing that's going to convince me that it's an ambitious signing.
And last but not least, Spurs have been linked with Malik Fofana of Lyon, as Julian Laurent says that Tottenham, Chelsea, Newcastle, Everton, Fulham and Brighton all keen to bring on the Lyon winger. A fee between 40 to 45 million pounds has been quoted. The player would like to stay for another season, but Lyon need to balance the books, and that could lead to a big departure this summer. Do you know much about Malik Fofana?
I know he's because I watched Lyon a few times in the Europa League. I know he's a winger. Quite a young winger who's left-footed but also plays on the left. So he's one of these players who likes to play on the outside. I think he's done quite well for Lyon, but again, we're signing another young winger to compete with Tell. I don't know. I don't know if actually like the answer having two kind of untested, all kind of wingers who are developing right now. I'd rather have someone who's a bit more established, but yeah. Again, as well, for Frank usually likes to have his wingers be inverted, and he's usually played left wing on the left. So is that something he's going to have to learn, or is that something Frank just believes he'd be a natural out if he moves over to the right, if that's what he wants, or is he looking for a left winger, left footer who can play on the left? Maybe he's looking for that, but yeah, it doesn't scream like something that we should be doing or that we'd want to do. I don't know.
He wasn't exactly an out-and-out starter for Lyon last season. Only 16 starts in the league. Ended up scoring 8 goals? No. Ended up scoring 3 goals and 2 assists in the French league last year. So, but he's probably a good talent. And when you see the clubs that are interested in him in the terms of like Chelsea, Newcastle, and Brighton rarely get these kind of signings wrong. You probably think he's got a good future ahead of him. But yeah, I'm the same as you. Like, we need kind of players ready-made to come in next season and do a job. So that is that for the Tottenham update. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below of any of the players that we have spoken about today. And we're going to finish off doing a reaction to a day, Thomas Frank's first day at the football club. Spurs put out a really nice video of the ongoings in the back end at Spurs. So let's react to it and see where we go.
Huh? Twitter? Oh.
So this is going to be behind the scenes of Thomas Frank's first day as Tottenham head coach. He was finally unveiled as Spurs manager officially when we saw him in the tracksuit and everything a couple of days back. And Spurs have just been absolutely shooting out the Thomas Frank content ever since. So I've only seen clips from this video, so I haven't watched the whole thing. So I'm very interested to see how this one goes. How long's the video?
8 minutes.
8 minutes. So let's get into it.
Good to see you. How are we? All good? On a full rebuild on that. Here they are. Morning.
Johan.
Morning. Good morning.
The driver.
Welcome home. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Finally we're here.
Beautiful day.
Finally we're here.
Yeah,
Beautiful
finally
day.
we're here, yeah.
It's always sunny here.
Yeah, it's always.
Whenever you're in logistical
It's
right
always
now,
sunny
like
here.
some balls with tactics and name with players and stuff like that, that would be very beneficial to do something like that.
Your office?
Wait, what did he say?
Okay.
He wants a board with the tactics. We didn't have that before. Apparently not.
So you have tea, coffee, and everything. We have the restaurant upstairs. No, that's good. TV,
But it's not unusual.
It's up area. For the players. Players generally come down from upstairs and come through the boot room, obviously into their changing rooms.
This, of course, we're top in every aspect. I'll not spend too much time in here.
Hi, Chris. Good to meet you. Right.
This is Stuart's area, really. So
Yes. Hi, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You've been around before, or?
Many years ago, mainly outside. So,
yeah, Stuart and the team set this up as more of a recovery area, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a rehab.
So this has turned into a little bit more of the recovery and testing gym, and then that's more of the performance gym. But it's had various movements over the last 2 or 3 years.
you're right. How are you? Good to see you. You okay? All good. Good to see you. How are we? All good? Yeah. Working hard?
Yes. Had a little break with family. Had a nice check-up with the specialist yesterday.
And everything on track?
Yeah, it was good, positive to be fair.
Okay.
Like on the schedule, still a bit of time to go.
That's good, on schedule. So hopefully that means Madison's will be, because there's rumours he'll be out for a bit, so hopefully that means that's good about him.
Yeah, Madison obviously came out in big defensive hands quite a few times last season. He looks happy and raring to go under Frank, which is great news.
Yeah, it's the first interaction. They're not going to be rude to him, are they? Let's be honest. But there's Radu calling him gaff already.
I think Radu will be looking at me like, you know what, this guy's starting today is going to suit me.
Nice to meet you. Good to see you. All good? Yeah, good. How are you, mate? Good looking at what I'm doing. Sometimes we do different.
The Scandinavian
Yeah, we will get into Kudus. They need to get it low because this one is.
That's cold. This one's warm.
What did he say about Kulisevsky?
It's not cold.
This one's.
We will get into Kudus. They need to get it low because this one is.
That's cold.
Kulisevsky needs to get cold pool, cold plunges. So,
It's not cold.
it's not cold. He's from Denmark.
Thank you very much. This is where all the magic happens, huh?
So yeah, we try, yeah.
It looks good, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we've got, set up here and then
Kane's serving a munch. Kane is serving a munch.
The far pitch is pitch number 1. Yeah. That's got undersoil heating. That's got undersoil heating as well. This is pitch 3 and 4. Yeah. 4 last year.
He probably can't believe what he's hearing.
Rehab. Yeah, we've done on a full rebuild on pitch 4.
They've got a Tottenham. Yeah, they probably barely have undersoil heating at the GTEC.
And then if it's a late one, we're coming back. As I explained to you,
So you kept the original building?
yeah, we kept the original buildings and we put this, what we call the lodge on the front here. So, yeah, it's, if you're staying here, you want breakfast or a late lunch.
Unbelievable area.
You might want to do a team meeting.
Yeah.
You're staying here, tactics.
Yeah.
We've used this for Pilates. We've used this for yoga. We've used this for players at night when they come back and they play their board games.
Yeah.
They can use this for whatever you want to play. We'll go to this room here. So this is room 14.
This is where they sleep when they're staying.
Lodge, yes.
Lie on yourself a little bit there. That's very nice.
It's like a resort. It is a resort.
Family day.
Frank's getting paid to be an all-inclusive, that's how he feels.
There's no all-inclusive underneath.
Do you reckon he has to pay? He asked for a drink. You have to pay. That'd be £1.50, mate.
Takes off his wages.
He takes off his wages.
Yeah.
We get very good attendance. Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that good or bad?
It's good. It's good. It's consistent. Easy.
That's one thing that I think Frank's going to have to get used to is when he does his press conferences, there's going to be a lot more attention on what he says now, isn't it? Because at Brentford, I don't know how many people watch those press conferences.
Well, you got the Brentford fans. That's probably about it.
That's and at Tottenham. It's not just Tottenham fans. It's everyone, Sky, everyone's got a lot of focus on it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing he's got to make sure.
More of a much more high pressure environment, and he's going to be picked up on a lot of things he says.
Exactly, everything's going to be dissected down. We dissect everything literally, and
it's not just
whoever
us.
said content, everyone does exactly. They read into it what you want. So that's going to be interesting. That's why he's saying, is it good or bad? There's going to be more people.
By very young age groups, yeah. Right there.
Back in the first team. Yep.
That's it. So there is.
Like maybe like. Oh, come on.
Oh my god, it's awful.
No. But we need a bit.
Yes, the bats.
It is the bat. Yeah, okay, the bat.
One of those jobs gets the bats.
This is the worst game of table tennis I've ever seen.
Vina can't get one shot in. It's mad.
That's the next bit.
Frank's like, I think we should end this. Can't get one rally going.
Yeah, it's a great space. Really versatile.
It's amazing.
That's the media, yeah. That's where they do the
podcast interviews, explains.
I know.
We'll go through that.
Go through to the other
Feel
studio.
welcome. I like that.
So this can be any. So it's essentially a huge
This is the
LED
media
screen
thing, yeah.
that we can put whatever content we want.
You? I can say hello to you, but you're filming me.
Really looking forward to this massive challenge together with a lot of good people. I only heard good stuff about all the people here at the training ground. For me, if they lose the ball by trying, it's
I
never a
literally
problem
thought
for
they
me.
would
Of
have
course, I can react,
recorded that
you know, it's
outside
natural,
bits
but,
of the fucking Brendan bloody room.
Oh yeah.
They need to do it. They don't work hard.
No, he's outside.
I struggle more with that.
No,
No one
that's
can
in that
say
room.
they're not winners. The team and the players are winners.
No, this is
now we need to
outside.
do best
it's
even
not.
The
to
wind's
become serial winners in the future.
That's
Not
outside.
outside.
You sure?
What are you talking about?
Arms crossed in front of you as
That's
well.
outside.
It's in that same room.
No, it's not. Look.
They need to do that. But if they don't work hard, well, it's not for me. Good people.
He's
only heard good
indoors.
stuff forward
We can put whatever content.
to this massive.
I can say hello to you, but you're filming me.
Really looking forward to
That's not-
this
that's
massive
outside.
challenge together with a lot of good
That's
people.
outside.
Only heard good stuff
That's
about
outside.
It's not.
all the people here at the
Maybe
training
there's a-
ground.
a
For me,
window
if
to
they
outside,
lose
but
the
he's
ball
inside,
by
look.
trying,
What
it's
do you
never
mean,
a problem
look?
for me.
What? What am I looking at? That's outside.
What are you talking about?
What? That's out. People are saying that's outside.
He's literally indoors. Look at the floor.
What are you talking about? Look at the floor. What's the floor got to do with? Let's look at the floor beforehand. I don't know if they show the floor.
I can say hello to you.
We'll go through that.
Go through to the other
Feel
studio.
welcome. I like that.
I don't know if I'm going
this can be
crazy
any-
or you guys
so it's
going.
essentially-
Yeah, that's the floor
I
inside.
thought it's
mate.
in this room.
Yeah, that. Look at the floor here,
Oh yeah, you got a good point there.
and look at the floor here. This is outside.
On the left, it looks like you're inside a room.
The left is just, if you look at the top of the left.
Look, it's the sky.
Where's the
If they
sky?
lose the ball
Oh, there,
by
yeah.
trying, it's never a problem.
yeah,
for
it's
me. Of course, I
outside.
can react. But,
That's just the sheet.
they need to do that. But if they don't work hard, that I struggle more with that. No one can say they're not winners. The team and the players are winners. Now we need to do best if we can become serial winners in the future.
And then arms crossed in front of you as well. Lovely, and then arms down as well. Exactly like that. And last big smile. Back.
Right, we're going to do the classic shirt hold.
Yep.
John Chan says this debate is going to fracture the
Cool,
fan
okay,
base.
keep the next back down, please.
Insiders and outsiders.
Perfect.
Yes.
2.
Ken's never seen a floor like that before.
Go one more time. I'm going to go a little bit further back.
Yeah, land about there when you finish. That'd be great. Okay, so on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, and fold your arms.
Yeah, really good.
It's the white and gold on black and blue debate. There you go.
So that is Thomas Frank's first day in the job. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. Look, great for him to get acclimatized. Got the facilities. He must be. Can't believe what kind of facilities he's got at his disposal now compared to what he had at Brentford. It's unbelievable what he's got to contend with. So I'm sure he's looking forward to it. And yeah, the players seem to. The couple of players he said hi to. I mean, look, it's the first time they're meeting. It's always going to be a bit awkward, but. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that relationship develops. Hopefully, Vinay can improve his table tennis skills, and we should be all right.
Vinay's definitely not. That's going to be the last time he ever plays table tennis. He only did it as just a performative thing for the video with Frank. So until we sign another manager, he probably won't need to play table tennis again. But it's great to see him in amongst it. Yeah, 100%. He's absolutely struck gold with the facilities that he has at Tottenham. It must be just going into a completely different world to what he had at Brentford, who probably had one of the poorest facilities in the league, to go to Tottenham Hotspur, who have the best. So, yeah, unbelievable for him. And I just can't wait for the squad to come back and for them to get going properly now. I really can't. Absolutely chomping at the bit, but it's still a while to go. What, we're 20th of June. Our first friendly is like the 26th. There could be one scheduled before that. So you would think the players come back second week of July or something like that. So a good 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, Ali Gold said, he did an article on it today about the players coming back. What did he say? He said, first week of July, I think he was saying. Most of the non-internationals are going to come back then.
And then the other ones will come back a couple weeks later.
Yeah, they're going to come back later,
Yeah. So, yeah, there you have it. Let us know your thoughts on Thomas Frank's first day in the job. Did you notice anything that we haven't pulled up? But it was interesting to see Harry Kane on canteen duties. But that
was a surprise.
Yeah.
What did I just read? I think they just read what was it? Dante Castanova's just signed a new contract.
Big up to Dante.
So maybe he can be part of the because did he not play a game? No, was he put on the bench for a game?
Maybe.
Where was it?
Maybe in the Elfsborg game he was on the bench.
But yeah, good, fair play to him.
Right, you were saying maybe he can what?
No, yeah, that's it. Until 2027, he's signed a new contract.
Yeah.
Dante Casanova. So maybe we're going to see more of him.
Maybe. But I still think he'll probably be part of the under-21 squad, or maybe they'll try to get him alone this year.
That'll be interesting, yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, another one off the ranks from Hotspur way. But that is all we have time for you guys today. Actually, there was one super chat that we didn't read out, so let's get to that. From Reefer, saying, do we have any idea about the budget if we didn't sell any?
We'll probably have some sort of budget, but
we're not going to know that.
It's the problem. The problem is we don't have the squad space.
Yeah.
That's the big issue. So that's the main thing we've got to address. But I reckon Tottenham, obviously we know with PSR they have a what do you call it? They have an allowance of over 200 million, but that's not our budget. That's just the allowance for PSR. Probably what's in the bank, I've got no idea, but in terms of budget they set aside for transfers, I would like to think there's at least 100 million there you could spend without selling. But knowing Tottenham, unlikely.
The reality is, like, we can't even bring in one player without selling at this current moment in time with the squad. So it's going to be very difficult. And look, we've already spent money this summer. We've already spent 25 million on Dan, so we've already spent 35 million on Tel. And Vuskovic as well is coming in this summer. I don't know if that's off this year's budget or last year, but that's 12 million signing as well. So we have already spent a decent whack this summer. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. That is all from us today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.